I don't know what is going to be the title of this video. I've not been able to find the right kind of title for this video yet, but I knew the topic that I had to talk about. So, the topic today is insurances. So, be it health insurance, mediclaims, all of this. So, whenever I used to see, and when I first heard about this concept of insurances and how do they work and everything, and I was just so mind blown because I was like, wait. For example, medical insurances, especially medical insurances, first of all, why there's so many insurances in the world? About every car insurance, and that to some extent is compulsory. Did you know that? It's so foolish. Like, foolish of course for us, they are very clever, but yeah, it's weird. They are, yeah. There's a lot to discuss. So I think let's first start with health insurances. So when I heard about these health insurance and mediclaims, and I was like, so you mean to say that you are going to put your money like every year into a bank account or into a pocket where if something goes wrong with your health, you can really take that out and claim your medical services. Is that correct? That's what a medical insurance is, or a mediclaim is. And I was like, people right now are, like, I see it in the collective, people are so attached to their money. Like, I have worked in education sector for so long, not that long, but yeah, 5 years, and I knew the psyche of parents. Like, they were like I knew the psyche of the collective. They were like, we are giving so much money into for the fees of our students, everything, so they should get more and more homework. What is wrong with everyone? अगर जिसे हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, वसूली करना, टोटल वसूली, मतलब total exploitation of the resources for the money that we're giving to you. And I don't know, somehow the thinking is so small कि उनको लगता है कि ज़्यादा होमवर्क से ही वसूली हो जाएगी जो फीस के पैसे हम दे रहे हैं. तो एजुकेशन सेक्टर में लोगों का ये पर्सपेक्टिव होता था, और ऑफ कोर्स हर जगह ये होता है. मैंने देखा है, बहुत देखा है. इवन व्हेन इट कम्स टू फूड, I feel that people would say कि have this food, it is going to even if it is yeah, you should have food, even if it is not, even if it is stale, even if it is not fresh, you should have that food. Yeah, because there's so much money attached to it that people are so attached to the money that they actually lose their sense of what is right and wrong to do. Maybe your child doesn't need that extra homework. Maybe your child needs a little bit relaxation, a little fresh breath of air, just needs a little fresh air out in the evening, and he doesn't need a homework, right? But since you are so attached to the money that you are giving to institution, इतने लोग अटैच होते हैं अपने मनी से कि they need, of course, attachment brings misery, right? That's what this, and it's just so correct, that they want कि इतना पैसा दे रहे, और काम लो, और होमवर्क लो, और काम करो. People just go mad. They lose the sense of what's right and what's wrong. So even if it is, even if the food is not fresh, people would say that you should consume it. Why? Because it is of so much of money. We have lost the sense of what is right and wrong. People are so attached to the money, and why will they not be attached to the money? Because they have worked so hard, they have been in misery for 6 days a week, going to the office, doing that stupid boring work. They have been into it for 6 complete days in misery, of course why would they not uh, you know want to extract the maximum out of it? Why would they not want to extract the maximum out of it? Rather, I have seen the more the people earn, I have seen this, the more the people earn. I mean, the more the people earn by by not following their passion. Okay, people who are not following the passion, but they're earning like really more, really nice. I've seen more the people earn, the more they consume. The more the people earn, the more they consume. And it is a cycle, it is a loop. They get into it. Have you seen that? I have seen it. Okay, while I was earning, I was also, I was also, I had a little bit of frustration, and I would get in the loop of not that much. I had other ways of, finding. I don't think so. I was like that. Yeah, but with people it happens that the more they earn, the more frustration they get into, the more they want it to get down. So they are in frustration for 6 days a week, and now on Sundays they want their frustration to come out, right? To get rid of this frustration, all this misery, for not following their passion. Because of course, human beings are not robots. They have a heart, they have a mind, and it's, you know, they have passions from past life. They are just not this life. They're so expansive. A human soul is so expansive, but somehow they want you to be, they want to put you into a box, right? You work 6 days a week, the same routine and everything, and we'll just give you one Sunday to get out of that frustration. So people go, they drink. Some people, they just watch movies. Some people, they buy more, they consume more. Like, I have seen people buying expensive perfumes. They really earn so good, and I'm like, they're spending so good money on expensive perfumes. That's so, like, they would have such a collection of expensive perfumes, and it just wouldn't make sense. And that too, of course, they're all chemicals. Even if they had a collection of, like, let's say, what do we call that, what's that, Ittar. If they had a collection of Ittar, I would have been a little bit impressed. But no, they have this collection of chemicals, fragrance. And I have just always hated the fragrance of perfumes. They are so sharp in the nose. They're so instinctively, intuitively, I never liked it. They're so sharp in the nose. Yeah, I liked agarbattis and dhoop. They are they have a lot more calmer fragrances, right? Yeah. Most of the perfumes are like really fruity, and I don't know, they're so sharp. Whereas ethers, they are calm, and of course they are not like, you enter a room and everyone can smell you. Of course, it's not. With perfumes, it's so easy. You enter a room and everyone knows you've used a perfume, right? They are so sharp. Whereas ethers, they are little, they're calmer, and people have to really get close to you to understand that you're wearing a fragrance. Yeah, I've loved lobans, I've loved dhoop, agarbattis, and of course, yeah, there is a mix up. There's adulteration in even those nowadays. So you have to really get a natural one. Make sure you get a natural one. So yeah. I don't know, how did we get here? We were trying to talk about insurances, and I don't know how did we get here. So yeah, let's just get back to it. And yeah, so I was talking about insurances and mediclaims. So it's like people have this vasuli mindset, basically, the full exploitation. We need the maximum profit out of it. That's exactly what is happening in agriculture. You see, that's what people are doing. They got in the green revolution. They changed our main courses. They made our main courses hybrid first. They made our atta hybrid. Yeah, they made our flour hybrid. They made our rice hybrid, I guess, if I'm not wrong. They changed our food first. That's what is happening in agriculture nowadays, right? And that was the idea behind green revolution, that even in a small plot of land you can grow more, you can have more and more productivity, and by putting in these chemicals you can have, and by using these hybrid seeds you can get more productivity in the same land. And of course people liked the idea of maximum profit, because they were so attached to money. They just couldn't think what's the right and wrong. They could not use their senses, right? And now today we eat a hybrid kind of food, and I have seen children having sensitivity towards atta, having sensitivity towards wheat, having wheat sensitivities. So yeah, I've seen that too. That's the idea. And the same idea happens when you go and when you put your money in a health insurance. I don't think so. You are because you're so attached to your money that one day or the other you will manifest either an accident, either a disease or something. But since you would be like, because I know the energies of the collective. I know how people are. I know they're so attached to their money that if they put their money in some pocket, now they will subconsciously, unconsciously manifest an accident. They will subconsciously, unconsciously manifest something, so that they get the benefits of Mediclaim. Their money does not go to waste. When you make a medical insurance, when you do a medical insurance, you are in some way or the other manifesting a medical crisis for you. You will, if you are very attached to the money. If you just cannot, I have seen people, they can't let go of their money. The time they're putting their money in medical insurances, I knew this guy is going to get into a hospital bed in some years for sure, because he can't let go of his money. I know that. So I can see energies, and I know that. It's actually a very sick mindset where we lose our real sense of what's right and wrong. We've got so attached to the money. Yeah, I just so much wanted to come here and talk about how insurances and all these things, you are in a way manifesting it. You imagine you are putting so much energy in a bank account or in a pocket where you're putting money every year you're telling, somewhere subconsciously, unconsciously telling yourself, if I go into an accident, this will save me. Okay, if I go into a disease, if I go into cancer or something, it will save me. So you are basically blessing that money with this intention. You're blessing that money with these intentions every year. If it's a yeah, it might happen, it might not happen. There's a possibility to it or not to it. But since you are, these insurances, they're very devil in some ways. They Why don't you have insurances for good things? Like, if one day I have to, yeah, why don't you have insurances for good things? Like, one day if I want to buy, or if one day if I want to travel that place, why there are not travel insurances like that? Like, why are they negative only if I get a disease, only if I get, you know get into an accident? Why are there insurances for that? Why are there not insurances for good things? What if I reach that level, one day I'll throw a big party? There should be insurance like that too, no? But no, we have such negative insurances. If you get ill, if you get disease, if you get in an accident, you should have an insurance. What if you die? That's the kind of insurance. Like, that's what you're telling yourself every year. That's the energy that's entering your brain, mind, and your being every year. Alright? Car insurance is the same way. Like, they are trying to tell you that you have bought a car. Now it is one day, there is like 100% possibility that your car will get hit or you will hit somebody. And it is compulsory to have a car insurance. Do you know that? Did you know? I was like, what the F is going on in the world, in a society? Car insurance is the compulsory? Like, they are trying to tell you subconsciously, unconsciously, that of course you bought a car, you can never be safe on road. That's what they're trying to tell you. Trust me. And you are putting energy into it by paying your car insurances. You are putting your energy into it by paying these health insurances. So yeah, I found it very funny, and I found it very disturbing as well. And because I know the spiritual world, I know how these energies work, I know how they work. Like, out of all the 100 possibilities, they just picked up this one good possibility, that you need to have a medical insurance. You will die one day, or you will get in an accident, or you will get disease, so you need to have a medical. Out of all the 100 possibilities, in which 50 can be good and 50 can be bad, they picked up this one nasty kind of possibility, and now you're putting your energy, your good energy, your money into it every day. Wow, that's crazy. It's crazy. We live in a society and nobody is questioning such insurances, and almost everybody is into it. Everybody is paying for their health insurances, everybody is paying for their car insurances. Oof. We live in a world like that. Yeah. I just wanted to come here and, guide that this is the spiritual meaning of what you are doing in your physical world. This is the spiritual message you're giving in the spiritual realm when you do such things in the 3D, in the physical world. I want to come here and do that. And I still don't know what is going to be the title of this video, I guess. Let me think for 5 minutes and then I'll upload it. Thank you for watching the video.